Hey gang, thank you for joining me today. And this will probably be a pretty short broadcast, I'll tell you that right now, because my wife Nancy's going to get home from a long afternoon of running errands with a pizza. Oh, I guess it's going to go in the oven first, so maybe I can broadcast for a little while. Anyway, hello. As you can see, I've had a generous share of technical issues. So it turns out the broadcast I was come to find out, pure and simple, a mechanical failure, equipment malfunction. Nothing I know about it. Not my here. Hang. Wow. Now that is weird. Try that again. There we go. Daily Art Adventure number 859. More tweaks on a portrait. The kids are all gone, so that's a nice little, getting a nice little quiet break here. Break from the noise with the kids. And let's zoom right in here and show you what I'm working on. I'm actually a little irritated just simply in that I'm spending quite a bit more time on portrait than I had wanted. But that's the bad news. The good news is all of this, well, not all of it, but the main point of this exercise that I'm doing to myself right now, the main point is simply to get better at doing portraits. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm also experimenting just a little bit, willing to step outside my comfort zone a little bit. This is my granddaughter, Lake. Yesterday, I started a broadcast where I explained to you how I moved this eye to the right, almost 1/8 of an inch, which is a really large adjustment on a portrait this size. 1/8 of an inch is, boy, I missed it by a country mile, in other words, my earlier placement of that eye. But that didn't take too long. I was hoping to broadcast that process, but as you may have known, I had all kinds of technical problems, so that didn't happen so well. Hang on. Once again, speaking of technical problems, I'm going to try to get my monitor functioning here. So far it's not functioning, but hopefully it will be in just a minute. All right. Once again, I've been truly plagued. Don't worry about it. I've been plagued with some very irritating technical issues. My iPod, well, that's another story. Yesterday, I put out a huge search for my iPod and couldn't find it. But my iPad died a few days ago. Forgive me, I'm still wrestling with, again, a piece of equipment over here. All right. Hello, Franz. Come in, planet Earth, indeed. Hello, light blue. All right. There, I have your chats. I can catch those now. I'm trying to do two things here. Well, I'm trying to do one thing. It's called paint a good portrait. That's it, plain and simple. This is a portrait that I did very quickly. I will, what's the word? Comfort myself with the realization that I did it nearly blistering speed about a year ago. And whoops, we got some bad sound happening. We okay? Hang on. How's that? Okay. So I'm making excuses for my incompetence by saying, yeah, but I did it really fast. And I had hoped that I was further along than I'm finding. Let me tell you basically what you see me doing here. The trick I'm employing to a large degree here today is this is a print, of course, laminated in plastic, right? And that allows me to daub paint right on the plastic, and then of course wipe it off. So color matching. I imagine this is a fairly widely practiced trick of the trade. I learned it from Mark Carter with a D. I talk about him quite a bit. Very famous big dog painter down in Texas. See, so I'm trying to find out the color of this tooth right here. And as you see, I've made several wrong guesses, color mixing guesses, several wrong errors. I'm still way too, so in fact, part of what is happening here is very common, and I'm doing it. I feel kind of dumb being sucked into the very mistake that I know most of us make. But part of what is happening here is I know that teeth are light. Now I'm smart enough to look at these and say they're not white. I know, but still mentally in my mind I'm thinking teeth are very light. Let me take just a second and point you at my delightfully messy palette. So the pile that I'm mixing up right here is this right there. Can you see that? Well, let's wait for it to clear up. There we go. And that looks pretty dark to me. Does it look pretty dark to you? It looks pretty dark to me, but I keep finding over and over and over when I put a dab of that onto this color check area right there, it's still too light, and now it's with that last check, it's still too gray, needs more brown in it. So that is quite the surprise. Wow. Okay, now I'm getting really close. So I'm going to go ahead and put this tooth in. It's quite clear that this photograph was taken a while ago, because in the last couple of months our little lake has lost 5 teeth. So she doesn't look a lot like this at the moment. Okay, now let's do the tooth right next to that one. It's considerably lighter, of course. I mentioned yesterday I got rather, what's the word? Forceful, intense. I'm not sure what's the right terminology, but I'm going to repeat it again today. I have shared this little tip that I'm doing, the laminated print. I've shared this tip that I learned from somebody else, as I said. I've shared it at our painters group on more than one occasion, and we still early portrait painters in our group for some reason who still, I don't know what they do. In fact, you might be able to tell me when somebody, as an artist, when somebody tells you, gives you a good tip, and because I'm Hello, gang. I can't tell if I'm broadcasting or not. Several months ago. It's been pretty much clear sailing since then until yesterday, and now here again today. If your feed is anything like my monitor, and I'm not sure that my chat monitor is working because there we go. Whew. Yeah, my chat was frozen for a long time. Hello, Uncle. Hello, Barbara. Thank you for talking to each other. Yeah, Uncle, that's exactly right. I'm in and out. I'm in and out on my monitor like the old Mevo used to do. But I'm not using the old, believe me. So it really does make me wonder if there's some, along with everything else going on in our country, I wonder if there's something wrong with our local internet bandwidth. That's what it acts like. It acts like bad bandwidth. So I won't torture you or myself, frankly, for a great long time. I hope you can hear me again. I'm not sure if I'm breaking up too much. So besides careful color matching, the other big shift that I'm making is softening Lake's face. one of the big lessons, and this was partly with the help of Mark Carter again. I don't watch him a lot. It's just for some reason the handful of times, it's more than a handful, but anyway, the relative few times that I have watched him, he's just said some really good things. And not just him, but other sources that I tap into. I think in the last year, simply by looking at good portraiture, one of the things that has impressed me is just the subtlety of and the softness transition. I've just a little bit. And again, I'm not sure you can even hear what I'm saying, because maybe it's because everybody's home in the neighborhood, and normally people are gone to work. No, not at this time. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. That can't be it. Anyway, forgive me. I have no idea what it is that is causing this terrible, terrible, bad stream. But it doesn't seem there's anything I can do about it. I am using the good camera. Okay, now what I'm doing right now, I find is extremely dangerous. Holding a really good brush with a good point, and holding it in the, up until now, by the way, I've been painting pretty much the correct way the whole time. But I need just a little bit of articulation in between those teeth. But now I'm going to come back in, and here's some of what I've learned lately, and mess up what I just painted. Okay. Now let's try to get her. Whoa, that's way too bright. Let's try to get her top gum. There's a lot of gums showing in these little cute little baby teeth. Go, that's pretty close. That is very spotty. All right, tell you what, this is just irritating enough to make it not so much fun, isn't it? You guys are great sports just for hanging in there at all. But it's driving me crazy, and so I'm sure it's driving you crazy as well. So I'm going to bid you all a fond adieu. Adieu. And hopefully tomorrow our streams will be better than they are today. I could, well, other than her hands, which I yesterday was good, and that I'm offering to do your portrait for $350. Look at my YouTube community page to see the document there, to see the fine print. $350 for one per person plus shipping. So I'd love to do that. Love to do a portrait of you or your loved ones. So take a look at that and send me a photograph, and then you can watch me paint you. Okay? Thanks. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.